Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we're going to talk about 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Tell All Part 3, No Limits. So if you are following 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, their tell all has been split into 4 parts of the reunion. I don't understand why they had to do 4 parts, because I do see they're doing a lot of pre-tell-all with all the couples first, like mixing and mingling and, in a bar having drinks or whatever, and then going to the actual tell-all. So I guess maybe that's their new thing this year, or maybe they just want to drag it out until the next franchise, which is set to debut, I believe is the 29th. Something like that. Don't quote me on the actual day. Comes back on. But I mean, there's so many franchises with the 90 Day Fiancé. I don't think that they have to really drag it out the way that they have. So, but anyways, today is Martin Luther King Day. Happy Martin Luther King to everybody. What they say is a day of service, not a day off. So if you had a chance to do something of service, awesome. And hopefully everyone is doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Millennials doing well. It's off and on rain today. We're getting a little bit of rain from California, but right now it's sunny. So that's that. I hope everyone is well and everyone is safe wherever you are. Hi, Sharon. How are you today? How are you? Hopefully everything is going well for you this evening, this weekend. Yes, they are dragging it out. Like, honestly, it could have wrapped up last week, but that's just me. I don't understand what the big deal is to drag this tell-all out to 4 parts, because no one on the show is really that interesting. And I think that we got everything we needed to know really last week and last night between Andre, Elizabeth and her family, Big Ed. I think they're dragging it out for Big Ed storyline. I think maybe we'll see them on the next season of Happily Ever After, because otherwise I don't understand why we keep going back and forth with him and Liz, because they're not getting along. So, and then Kim and Usman, if they're not together, I don't understand why they're dragging that out. Jenny and Sumit are Jenny and Sumit. I mean, they've been together, they're back and forth. His family, whether they accept her or not, I mean, that story is over, if you ask me. And then who else is left? Again, unless Bilal and Shaeeda, unless she's actually pregnant going into the next franchise. Otherwise, I don't get why we're following them. And of course, Angela and Michael, I think they're done, but apparently they're the draw for this franchise, and that's why they keep them around. I don't know. So, well, let's see. It's been 3 minutes in. Oh, before I begin, please, to everyone, if you haven't already, please join the family. Hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 2,000. Once we get to 2,000, we'll have a drawing for a $50 gift card available to those of us who live in the United States only at this time. And like the replay and like the actual live and all the other videos, and leave your comments. I like to read what you say and interact with everybody as well. So what'd you say, Sharon? Did you see the new show, MILF Manor? I saw the commercial. Now, I don't know if it's out or not, but I did see the commercial, and I did see a little bit of them talking about it in the background on Instagram. I don't know if I want to watch that show. I don't know if I'm interested in MILF Manor. I don't know. Older women dating younger guys that could be like their sons. Yeah, I don't know. That's a draw for me. I don't know. So, but anyways, all right. So let's just get started. So again, if you're part of the replay, hello, thank you. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe as well. So, all right. So last night was the part 3 of the tell-all, and it picks back up with Ed, Liz, and Jovi and Andre, they are Ed and Liz are going back and forth about Ed saying how Liz is performing like she's acting like a lawyer. How come she's not defending him, and why does she have to like really talk to him and treat him that way? But I need Ed to take accountability how he's talking to Liz as well, because he's the one getting caught up in the web that he's weaving, because it was Rose that was online with him and also part of the tell-all last week. So how is it Liz's fault that you got, meaning Ed, got caught in a lie? So they go up to talk, and I guess things went left. They come back down, and that's when Ed comes up behind Liz and tries to give his part of the story. But Jovi and Andre come to her defense, like, you don't have to be talking to her like this. Like, I would never talk to my wife like the way you're talking to Liz. And, that's a big thing. I don't understand why Ed doesn't see this. I don't understand. I mean, he's twice her age. He don't see it. He got caught, but he thinks that Liz needs to do and flip and whatever that he wants to do at all times. No, that's a firm no. And so Angela came up too to join the conversation. And, Angela, in my opinion, is a big bully anyway. So she walks up, she's like, oh, so what's going on? Tell me what it is, Ed, because, you have no business talking to Liz the way you talk to Liz. And if you notice that Ed wasn't really giving the same energy back to Angela, but then again, I don't know, sometimes you can't really give the same energy back to Angela because you just don't want to hear all the extra drama with her because that's what she brings. But Angela's trying to tell Ed to, how do you think Liz feels? How do you think she feels with you talking to her like that? What do you think would happen if your mom or your dad talked to your mom that way? Trying to get Ed to come into perspective. Now, I thought that was interesting because Ed and Angela are around the same age. And how is it that you're going to let Angela, but receive information from Angela with the type of relationship she's in, so, but Angela was actually making sense. How do you think she's feeling? What do you think is happening in her mind? As a matter of fact, what's happening in your mind? And so Ed says he doesn't understand what he's doing wrong, but at the same time, he doesn't feel like he's done wrong. He says eventually he'll apologize to her. But I think, he's been saying he was going to apologize to Liz the whole tell-all, right? And even before they got to the tell-all. And to me, if you're going to apologize to somebody, make it a true apology, because if you keep saying, oh, I'm sorry, eventually your sorries aren't going to mean anything, because then you're just going through the motions. Is that just my opinion, or what do you think in the comments? I don't know. Sharon, you say Big Ed is delusional. He doesn't seem that smart. He does seem delusional. He's smart enough to know what he's doing. You don't get to be any particular age over 30, 40 and beyond without knowing what you're doing. You may not have the best way to go about it, but you know exactly what you're doing. So that's the part I'm saying. And so, but when Bilal chimes in and tells Ed that, he would never talk to his wife that way, and Jovi said the same thing, and Andre, I think that Ed takes the advice of Bilal more serious than he does with Andre and Jovi. So I don't think Andre and Ed have a respect for each other, because Andre looks like he wants to like flick Ed across the room all the time. But that's just my opinion. But I don't know whether Ed listens or not, or gives Liz the apology she needs. I don't know. But I think, in my opinion, they need to move forward and pass that relationship. And then when we see Liz, she's talking to the other ladies. She's saying that when she cries and expresses her emotions, Ed doesn't do the same for her. And Liz wonders why her friends and family wonder why that she's with Ed. But see, I know Liz is like, late 20s. She knows why she's putting up with Ed. I think, just my opinion, outside looking in, I think it's an older man type thing. And she sees like maybe his career is a form of stability. Maybe that's why she's with Ed, to help her go forward. But when Liz joined that restaurant group and basically had to fend for herself. She got put out, had to get her own place, and she's stable now. I think that it should show her that she can move on from Ed and keep going. So, and one of the comments was, she stays with Ed because she loves him. And I think she has love for him, but like I said, I think it's more of a stability issue as well. Because how can you, but then again, I've never been in that situation with someone who puts you out the house and talks down to you and doesn't want you to work and takes the ring back and is cheating on you. How can you stay with that, especially when you have your own thing going on? But that's Ed and Liz, and let's just move on. So let's start with Kim and Usman. What do we think about Kim and Usman? Is Kim really over Usman? I don't think that she is. I really don't, because Kim says that she will bring the noise, tear the roof down for anybody who makes any attention, especially Angela, when it comes to her relationship or whatever of the relationship with Usman where Angela's concerned. I'm just like, is it that serious? Because honestly, think about this. Kim, Angela, and Jenny are in the same boat. Older women dating younger men. The only person with a success story is Jenny. So I don't know. I think Kim is now. If Sharon, you said Ed is delusional. No, I think that Kim, she acts delusional, but she's not. She knows what's going on. She knows she can't have any more kids or doesn't want to try to, or whatever the case may be. The odds aren't in her favor because she's older now, a particular age. And she knows that even if she could adopt, that she doesn't want to start over. And I don't blame her. Why would you want to start over with someone who deep down is really not here for you? So I don't know. Let me read your comments. Sharon, you say Liz can do better than Ed. She needs to go to therapy. Her self-esteem is low. Exactly. She definitely needs to go to therapy for esteem issues. There's more going on than esteem. And it's got to be something else related to her daughter and things in the background with Liz too that's going on. And then Dolores, you say, yes, they're dragging the tail. Yes. Oh my gosh. I mean, 4 parts. Like, what is it that we need to know now? Like, we know everything now. There's nothing new that's going to pop up. And you say, what'd you say, Sharon? Kim's still a super fan? Exactly, a super fan. Dolores, you say Kim is in love with, yes, she is. I just don't get that though, but she is. Yeah, so, oh, hi, Ashley, how are you? And so I thought it was very interesting, back to Kim and Usman, that Kim said, I think she feels good to say, I broke up with Usman, I this, I that, to try to push her narrative. When in reality, in my mind, I think that it was kind of like a forced breakup, that she realized that Usman really isn't here for her. And she really doesn't want to comply with his family tradition and heritage of him having another wife, him getting pregnant and having babies in another family. And her, technically she'll be the first wife, but not really. I think she's kind of came to terms with that. And so Usman, I mean, he was nice about it. He was saying, we broke up and it just wasn't it for me, and I had to move on. Now, I was surprised that Usman said that he was going to move on, because Usman has been dragging and clawing his way to Kim's coattails too for a while. And I just think that maybe the last go around with the trying to adopt the son, his brother's son, and just, I think it was like the day that Jamal left to go home, and just the interaction that they had in the hotel room where Kim left crying and then Usman drove the car. I still want to know whose car that was he was driving. Like that. So I think that dynamic there just didn't work out. And not just that, the long distance relationship part of it too, and overall transparency, honesty, from my point of view, I just don't think that he was as attracted to Kimberly as Kim is to him, just by the things that Kim said that he said to her along the way, that, she needed a tummy tuck, she wasn't attractive, like he was doing her a favor. So I'm thinking doing her a favor. So who was the opportunist here? You, Usman, or Kim. So then later we see Jamal come out, and Jamal is less than thrilled with Usman because he says Usman low key played his mom. I don't think he low key played Kim. He played Kim all the way. I mean, we all saw the mile coming, excuse me. Kim saw it too, but she was just trying to, she was always in pursuit of getting the blessing. Let's get your family's blessing. The family, I think in this aspect here, I think that it was about the possible life in America for Usman advancing his career in the music industry, things like that, as far as the green card concerned. This instance, I'm going to put my opinion out to say that's what it was with Usman's situation and Kim. Do y'all think that in the comments too? Do you think that Usman was really the opportunist more than Kim? Because I mean, he was on the show twice with two different women, versus everyone else has been with the same spouse. But do you think he was the opportunist? But when Jamal called Usman to the floor, Usman was, back and forth with it. He was trying to make his point valid, but honestly, I didn't see what the point was. But Kim was just there for her man that she's no longer with, right? She was like, yes, I call him every day. Yes, I text him every day. No one's in the bed with me when we're talking in the morning or whatever she said. I'm thinking, why are you going so hard for someone who's just your friend? This man just told you that you are no longer going to be together, and that's just what it is. So I don't understand why Kim is holding on so hard. I don't get it, because she knows that in order to be with Usman, as far as the family is concerned, she would have to produce an heir. So I don't get Kim at all. I don't. And Jamal sticking up for his mom. I think they have a pretty decent relationship, mother-daughter relationship. Excuse me, mother-daughter. My bad. I'm sorry. Mother-son relationship. I think they have a good one. He's there for his mom. I'm not sure if he's an only child, but he's giving me only child energy, and I think they're close. And I think he knows that his mom is looking for love. I'm not going to say desperate, but in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. That she's looking for love, and that he will stand behind her no matter what. Because Kim, again, gives me vibes that she's like I said, she gives me vibes. She gives me Jenny vibes, except for Jenny has someone solid versus Kim does not. So that's the difference between the two to me. So let me read your comment. Dolores, you said Kim overlooked all the red flags. Usman was definitely an opportunity. Yes, exactly. Sharon, you say he really didn't seem that much into promoting music versus getting a child and the blessing from his family. But you know what? When Usman was on the first season, I'm not sure if you saw the first season with Lisa, he was really into promoting his music. They even played some of his music on the show. So yeah, but I'm just kind of curious to know how that works, since his family, Usman's family, is so traditional with everything. How can he balance the two, being traditional, the wives and the children, versus a music career? Because it just doesn't seem like it would match up for his day-to-day. I'm guessing. I don't know. Dolores, you say, I wonder if Jamal's still dating Veronica. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Maybe on part 4 next week, which again is drug out. Maybe we'll see who is going to be on the next Happily Ever After. It could be Jamal and Veronica. And like I said, hopefully it's not Ed and Liz, but you never know. So I don't know. I heard somewhere that they possibly were, but I'm not sure. I heard that on Instagram, but I'm not sure what the date of that Instagram story was. It could have been an older story, so I'm not sure. And then Sharon said, you didn't see the first season? Oh, okay. Yeah, because he was in it really. Usman was really playing his music and everything with Lisa. And as a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, it's something where Kim somehow knew about Lisa. Maybe they were friends or something along the way. Maybe not friends or in connection, that maybe Kim was messaging Usman while he was on the show. Something about that came to light on social media between Lisa and then whoever else, and turned out to be Kim. So yeah, it was a big mess going on. So Kim got her shot for 90 Day Fiancé, and you see how it turned out. It didn't. And then let's move to, do y'all have anything else to say about Usman and Kim? Because really, their tell-all wasn't really a tell-all. What we saw at the end of their season a couple weeks ago was really their tell-all. We didn't learn anything new that's going on. They broke up. They're not together. She's still tech. She wants to be friends with benefits. And that was pretty much it. So there wasn't really anything new to add, not even from Jamal. Just really to confront Usman saying that he played his mom, but he knew that when he was there the first time. So, you know what? Let me jump back to Ed and Liz. I just think it's very interesting that Ed is still okay. So we saw Rose last week on the show, but Liz found during the break from them taping the tell-all when they're all with everybody else, found that Ed was on a dating app or whatever that was 2 hours prior to being active. And I'm thinking, why are you still looking for things with Ed? You already know that he didn't tell you the truth, regardless of what dating app he was on before that Liz said that he was talking to her to. Did it matter that he was just previously on it? Because apparently they broke up, right? So Ed is going to put himself back in the market, and maybe that's his way of talking to Liz. And so Ed is saying, oh, that wasn't me. I've been hacked. What? You know what? Michael's been hacked. Michelangelo. How often do people get hacked? Honestly, you're hacked? Really? So Ed got hacked, and he said, it's not me. Prove it, that's me. And so his laptop is in the hotel room. I'm thinking, why do they have to prove it's you? Why do they have to prove it, Ed? Rose was already here, already saying that you was in contact. So saying that you have to prove it's you is ridiculous. And then Ed also too saying that he wasn't going to give the engagement ring back to Liz. I mean, was Liz supposed to like break back down in tears about that? I'm just curious. I just want to know for all of us who's watching the show so I can report it back. Because I don't think that she cares. I think she cares a little bit, but I think that she knows that it's over. Because again, how many times can she say, oh, if he does it again? I don't get it. I don't get those two. I definitely don't. Would you say, Dolores? He said, I can't figure out why Liz tried to. He's such a bully. He is. He's a bully. He's mean. You know what? He tries to present Ed a bigger than life personality just based off of his condition, his stature, things like that. And, you know, because he goes by the name Big Ed. But as far as personality wise, when it comes to relationships, because if you saw the first season with Ed and Rose, the way he talked to and treated Rose, with her, whether it be, she wasn't shaving her legs, her underarms the way he liked, from living into her village and why it was so dirty and there was no air conditioning. Now to Liz, no. Ed is a piece of work, and he also needs to seek whatever counseling he needs to seek out. But Ed doesn't see himself as having a problem at all. I don't think so. Do y'all think that Ed think he has a problem? Because he just thinks that he is just the greatest thing walking while he's on his moped with his two dogs on the back going to wherever he's going. It's just, I don't know. He's just something else. So, and then let's see who else was on the show. Because, the tell-all was a tell-all, but like I said, I don't really think it gave a lot of information, not stuff that we didn't already know. So let's talk about Jenny and Sumit. So Jenny and Sumit are married. Now as we all know, they got secretly married a while ago. And I don't know if it was that much of a secret because Jenny and Sumit are on Instagram. They're on our Instagram feed on Millennial Mom all the time. I think maybe Millennial started following Jenny. So, because I know Jenny, when we first did the 90 Day, when she was on their series, she used to comment under our videos. So maybe that's why we started following her. I don't know. I don't really keep up with her like that. But I do see sometimes their feeds of different little things that they're doing, her and Sumit. But, Jenny has been down for her man for a long time, no matter thick, thin, no matter what. That is, listen, Sumit is not going anywhere at all. But Sumit's family came on, everyone except for his mother. And his mom does not care for Jenny at all. She thinks Jenny is his elder, which she is. She doesn't understand why her son would be with someone who eventually he'll have to take care of. And why would you take care of your wife when your parents were getting older? And as far as their traditions in India with Sumit's family, he will have to take care of us. And so I think there is a power struggle with Sumit's mom and Jenny, and Sumit is stuck in the middle. Because Jenny used to come and visit Sumit long before they made it on 90 Day Fiancé. So I don't know what all came about that. But then when we learned that Sumit was married, still talking to Jenny, I think that's probably what started those other issues that came along with that. But yeah, Sumit's family finally said that, well, his dad, his brother, and his sister-in-law, I believe, said that they were okay with Sumit being married to Jenny now. They accept her. They're married now. What else can they do? And I was so happy to know that they did, because it was a lot of unnecessary drama that Jenny had to go through. I mean, she was already stressed. I mean, you could see Jenny stressed, the way that she yells and carry on talking to Sumit. And Sumit was the ultimate stress. He was stressed and in duress because he just, he had to lie to Jenny. He had to sneak out, sneak off. He never knew where he would get snatched or taken away for whatever reason, just based off of the traditions there in India. And so when Sumit's family said that, Jenny was like, oh, thank you, blew the kiss and everything. But what they did say was, okay, even though we accept it, that doesn't mean the mom is going to accept it. So that's just what it is. And so Jenny said, well, for right now, she'll take that, for the most part. Some of the family accepted her. So I'm like, I mean, that's better than nothing. And then Sean asked Sumit, so when it comes to family functions, are you going to go by yourself? Or are you going to take Jenny? And Sumit said he was going to go to family functions without Jenny, and he understands the dynamic. So I think that took a whole lot of load off of their shoulders, especially. Let me read your comment. Dolores, you say, does Sumit want to have kids now? I mean, he said he wanted to have kids. He was considering children before the season ended, but I'm thinking having children with who? Because Jenny doesn't want to have children. She don't want to adopt anybody or nothing like that. Jenny's in the prime of her life. She's retired, so why would she want to have children? And I also think that it's a little unfair for Sumit to even state that he wants to consider having children now, because he knows that Jenny is past childbearing age. And two, they already talked about not having kids. Sumit even said, even though a lot of us thought Sumit would change his mind, he didn't want to have children then. So, how's that supposed to make Jenny feel? But I also think too, kind of like the same way that Usman's family was thinking about this, that Sumit maybe thinks that if he has children, that would help his mom feel better about the relationship. But it can't make her feel better about the relationship because Jenny can't have children and Jenny don't want to adopt any children. And in my opinion, I don't think that, let's say hypothetically, that Jenny and Sumit decided to adopt a child. I still don't think that Sumit's mom would be like, oh, okay, well, I accept Jenny now. No, I don't think so. Because she just really don't care for her. And that's just what it is. So what do you all think in the comments? Do you think Sumit's family would accept Jenny if she adopted a child? Or do you think that the mom would say, oh, I accept you now, just like the other family did? Because I don't think so. Excuse me. I really don't. And so let's see. So Jenny got what she wanted. After all these years with Sumit, she got acceptance, and maybe we'll see Sumit come to America, because remember, Sumit said he didn't necessarily want to come to America either. He wanted to stay in India. So I don't know. I think we'll see a little bit of them if they continue on again with the franchise as well, because they've been back and forth with their seasons too, Sumit and Jenny. So I don't know. it don't matter to me. I think they're a little on the boring side, Jenny and Sumit, because what are they really doing? Jenny's living her retired life. Sumit is still in the prime of his life. So some kind of way they're gonna have to find a middle ground when it comes to those two. And then let's see. Finally, we have Bilal and Shaeeda. And you know, Shaeeda is, before we saw them, Shaeeda was saying to Yara that she really wanted to confront Bilal on this tell-all because she wants to know more about finances and just where they're going, what direction they're going. And she feels like as his wife, she should be in the know. And then Yara's pumping her up, was like, oh yeah, you need to know because you're married and this and that, because you know how Yara talks to Jovi, right? And so it's their turn now. And so the question was to Bilal, have you reconsidered having children, and to Shaeeda? And Shaeeda was like, well, I put it off for right now. I want to concentrate on my business adventures. And, they have other things to do. And what'd you say, Sharon? They're boring. They are boring. Like I said, I think we'll see them again if she ends up being pregnant. Well, the bottom line is Bilal decided that he changed his mind and he's going to go ahead and they're going to start trying for a baby. And he went down on one knee and he asked her, do you mind pretty much going half on a baby with me? Held up a baby onesie. And that's exactly what Shaeeda wanted to hear. Now, before that, Shaheeda's friend, I can't remember what her friend's name was, and Bilal's friend, Christopher. Apparently, Shaheeda's friend does not like Bilal at all. She thinks that she's holding Shaeeda back with just her life and just the things that she wants to do and accomplish coming to America. And she knows that Shaeeda really wants to be a mother, and she just doesn't understand why Bilal won't, well, before he gave her the onesie, won't give her the baby. And then Bilal's friend Chris, now you talk about someone who's like really writing for his friend. Yeah, that was Chris. I mean, he started off with nice level conversation, but then when Shaheeda's friend came up, oh, that's when he started throwing jabs. And when they were throwing jabs back and forth, I'm thinking, now I see why or how you and Bilal are friends, because they have a similar personality and a similar conversational style where it comes off a bit, I'm just going to throw it out there like, maybe I'm a little bit better than you, and because I have this, and this, and you don't. That's exactly what I got from that. So I don't know. But Shaheeda's friend was trying to stand her ground too. That's the reason why she was saying why she supported Shaeeda. And I think everyone needs a friend that will be in your corner like that. But when you put people in your business in a mix, like really deep in your business that way, and you intermix your friends and family, that's when feelings get hurt. And, it's kind of hard to untangle that web. So, but we'll see if Bilal and Shaeeda have a baby or not. Let me read. Dolores, you say, Bilal and Shaeeda's story was a waste of time, back and forth about having a baby. Boring. Exactly. And thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate it. So, honestly, everyone, that was, other than Big Ed and Liz still going back and forth, he's not giving her the ring. He's on these dating apps. He's saying you can't prove it's me, all that. That was boring. Shaeeda and Bilal was boring. Let's see. I'm going to talk about Michael and Angela in a minute. Who else was on last night? Kim and Usman. Again, we didn't learn anything at all. Nothing at all. But you know what? What I did think was funny was when Angela interjects, not Angela itself, but when she interjected to Usman and they were going back and forth, and when Sean was saying, giving the background like, oh, is it raining there or whatever, that Usman and Michael were staying in the same hotel. Well, like, weren't they like across the rooms from each other when Michael went to go find out where Usman was for like talking smack about his wife and everything? Like, when is Michael going to be tired of Angela and her antics? I mean, seriously, when's he going to be tired? Michael is talking to other women. He probably been talking to other women, right? And so if he has another opportunity with someone who may treat him better, maybe he might want to think about the other opportunity, because Michael and Angela are married in Nigeria. So married in Nigeria isn't, I don't think, is looked at as legal in United States. But I don't know. I mean, how many times can we see Angela cuss him out? How many times can we hear Michael say he's sorry and Angie, please, and baby, I love you, and gonna stand up for his wife, and then it's the same circle story time. Like, how many times do we need to see this? Like, come on, we need to do better on the 90-day franchise. So, but again, we didn't really learn anything. I mean, do you all have anything to add about Kim and Usman, or Michael and Angela, or Ed and Liz, or even Andre and Elizabeth? I'm not even going to get into detail about Bilal going to and Shaeeda going to the store for any herbs to increase their libido or anything else. I'm not even going to get into that, and the comments about things being edgy and Andre knowing what that was. That was just, I don't know. Didn't even find that interesting at all. I think it was more of dragging the tell-all on because they don't have any content to give. They're waiting for the next franchise to break, and I think that's what it is. But do you all have anything else to add to that? Because honestly, it didn't give much. I don't know. I just again think Kim just needs to move forward with her life, leave Usman right where he is, and leave him alone. And Ed and Liz go their separate ways. If Bilal and Shaeeda get pregnant, congratulations to them one day. So maybe she'll live her dream of becoming a mother. And who else? Elizabeth and Andre. I think Jovi, when he was talking to Andre at the bar scene, I kind of jumped around that, about did Andre think that he was the problem when it came to Elizabeth's family and her not talking to them and things like that. I think maybe a little bit at the moment Andre thought about it, but of course it's not going to sink in because Andre thinks he's right. It's his way or no way. And I think that Elizabeth follows along. I don't care how much Andre and Becky hugged it out in the back and he said, oh, we're going to straighten it out. No, because Andre doesn't like the family and the family doesn't like Andre, and Elizabeth is stuck in the middle. And until Elizabeth wakes up and puts her foot down and really has a relationship, maybe a separate relationship with her family and siblings, and then one with her husband, because if they can't intermix, then it's no point. It's always going to be that stress there. So, but again, like I said last week, I really wanted to see Elizabeth and her family do that counseling thing. I want to know what happened with that, because we only got like a really brief overview before it was the tell-all. So they kind of cut it short with that. And I'm really unhappy because I wanted to know. What'd you say, Dolores? I'm glad Michael's talking to other women. Angela's very abusive. Exactly. Like how long can we see Angela and Michael with the same story? We're over it. There's nothing new. If Michael is not in America, there is no more story. Because I don't know how many times that she can go to Nigeria, tear up his car, embarrass him in front of the goofballs, cuss out the goofballs. It's pointless. It's over. So, Sharon, you say Jovi and Yara aren't going to get along about living in Europe. Yara doesn't want to live here. No, Yara does not want to live here. She absolutely does not. But again, her daughter was born here in America, so she has an American passport, unless Yara finds a way behind Jovi's back to get the daughter dual citizenship. Yara, if she stays in Europe too long, that is a legal issue that Jovi is going to have to deal with when it comes to that. So, but I think Jovi and Yara, I think their storyline, unless they talk about split living, has dried up too. So I think they kind of like needs to bring other people to the franchise, because it's not giving. It just isn't giving. I hate to be that way, and it's not giving. Now, I will say I do watch Love in Paradise. I do watch that. Does anyone else in the chat watch Love in Paradise? When they go to the tell-all, I will definitely review the tell-all. I'm not going to review the show because I came into it like a couple weeks ago. But the tell-all, I'll be able to have that information with everybody with the tell-all with Valentine and everyone else on the show. So other than that, that was pretty much part 3. I don't understand even why it was 2 hours. It didn't really give. So does anyone else have any other comments? And is anyone else, like I said, watching the Paradise franchise? Because like I said, when they go to reunion, tell-all, I'll definitely do the tell-all. So the Paradise. Yes. Matter of fact, I need to catch up on the Pillow Talk. I watched the regular show and then I watched Pillow Talk. I really enjoy that. Matter of fact, Pillow Talk is the reason why Millennial and I started doing YouTube, because we thought that we can do that. So that's why we started it. Fun fact for everybody. So, all right, everyone. Well, that was it, a part 3. Like I said, didn't really give too much. Maybe part 4, we'll learn something new, learn who's going to be on the next installment of the franchise, and we'll go from there. And like I said, as soon as Love in Paradise goes on tell-all, I'll be presenting that as well. So thank you all again for watching. Also, if you watch our reviews, we have Married at First Sight coming up on Wednesday. It's the last of the weddings, and hopefully we'll be able to see the friends and family and start the honeymoons. We also do, what else do I do? Love Without Borders on Bravo and Love After Lockup. So those are the shows that I do. And like I said, Millennial will be popping her head in for Married at First Sight as soon as they start the honeymoons and things like that. She'll be popping in and out for those too. So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Dolores, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for the conversation and joining me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like and share the video. And until next time, everyone, thank you so much, and live simply, be grateful.